Hi, today is February 14, 2020, and today is Valentine's Day, and happy Valentine to everyone, and wish you find your true love and be happy today and every day. And today I'm going to talk about the coronavirus, the new coronavirus, which is called COVID-19. And so actually this relationship between the virus and human beings is also kind of a love and hate relationship. And this virus may be stayed with us for a long time, maybe millions of years. We call it this existed for million years. We got to know each other, don't hate each other. And in this specific case, maybe this virus love us too much and love us and replicate in the human body and replicate so rapidly and cause damage to the human beings. I guess this damage not only to human, but sometimes they cause some damage to them. As I mentioned, that this is really kind of love-hate relationship, and same like in the love, and you need to find perfect balance. So you love each other, but not love too much. So keep it perfect harmony, so we can coexist for a long time. And before we're going to talk about the virus in the world, we're going to have looked at new cases of this pneumonia. And as of today, the total 64,463 cases, and total deaths is over 1,384. And we look at graph, and so the cases continue to increase, as well as this death. And it's likely this kind of climb will continue for a while, maybe 1 or 2 more weeks before this one going to the peak and slowly come down. But that period will maybe take another, to the peak maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and then from there, I think it's going to go down and take about 2-3 months to reach to the base level. Another very important thing we need to look at is there's new cases. That's very important, and that's the indication that the control measure is working or not working. And this is the new case, and looks like that the number still in calm tendency. So this as of today, they still have 5,154 cases. So this is a huge amount. But this is the number in all over the world. And so because this virus is highly contagious, so 5,000 people is a large number. So you have a lot of virus, and that indicate that still have a lot of people who are the carrier of the virus, but they have no symptoms. That's the biggest danger to spread virus. That is a really, really big challenge. And so that's why we're going to talk about this virus in the world. And it's likely that this virus, by the end of this epidemic season, we can control this disease. But to this point, I think we don't have the capacity to control the virus. And due to in the early beginning, we missed a good chance to control the spread of virus. And people from Wuhan and people from China were traveling all over the world. And this virus will already spread globally. And this And you can, from this graph, you can see that, and each red dot, that means that some cases was discovered. So of course this epicenter was in Hubei, Wuhan. But this virus was spread all over the world to North America, Europe, and also surrounding countries. So it is no doubt that the virus is everywhere. Until now, it's fortunate in the South America and Africa, we don't have reported cases. There's no case of Wuhan pneumonia, but in modern society, the transportation is so development. It just takes few hours for people to travel around the world. So I'm sure that the new cases were going to report in Africa and in South America. Even so, there's no report, no new cases. And I'm sure that this virus will be there. And so, as mentioned, that this virus evolved for a long time, somehow between transmission between animal and human. And this virus gained its capacity to very effective replicate in the human body. And they have specific gene changes. And so it picked up something very, very powerful. So it can replicate and survive in such environment, and very easy for the virus to transmit between human to human. So that's everything we know, that the virus would spread to all the world. And this virus carries genes and to every corner of the world. So there's a chance that this virus can interact with other coronavirus and to create a much stronger coronavirus. So we cannot take chances. We still have a possibility, and this virus can cause pandemic. Another thing that is worrying me is that this virus, we don't know anything about this new virus, even though there's some knowledge on coronavirus. So that's why it's put great challenge to us to control this virus, because we don't know anything about this virus. Even so that the people died of this virus is limited. Is only about 1,400, and influenza virus in this year, and it's more than 10,000 people died of influenza virus. And we don't really worry about the influenza virus because we know the virus so much. We know that influenza virus has a very, very strong season, and by the end of this winter, all the flus will be gone, and it will drop significantly. But for this virus, this new coronavirus, we know nothing about it. And maybe this virus can and continues to spread, and maybe this virus can survive in warm weather. So maybe you can have this coronavirus during the summertime. So then there's so many unanswered questions. So I'm so happy that all of the world people take active measures to work to understand this virus. So that can provide us good measures to control this virus. And even so, even if we have diseases, we can know how to treatment and how to get recovery from such illness. And so in US, as of today, we have 15 cases, and that actually spread all this country. And so in Washington State, there are 1 case, and in California, there are 8 cases. There's 1 case in Arizona and 1 case in Texas. In Illinois, have 2 cases, and Wisconsin, 1 case. And also 1 case in Massachusetts. And so you see these 15 cases is spread all around the country, everywhere, east, west, and in the middle part of the country. So yet we need to have very strong measures to control these diseases. Otherwise, like in China, and it can be spread. And then because this virus is so easy to transmit from people to people, based on the current data, we really need to take measures to have control. And one thing surprised me is that in New York, it's one of the center of the world, and all the Chinese people and the people from Wuhan, 1,000 people come from China, and it's a Chinatown, and it's amazing that. And there are few cases of suspect cases, and like this woman, which is come from Wuhan, is epicenter, and she has a symptom like Wuhan pneumonia, but the test of this virus is negative, and the candidate test is accurate PCR to detect the genomic of the virus, and this may have some tricky here, that because in China before February 13, they only classified the laboratory identified Wuhan pneumonia as a report to the health authority, and they realized they made mistake, because not of the people which suffer from Wuhan pneumonia, but they don't want to do laboratory test, they don't identify this the coronavirus genome. So that 40 to 50% of people who suffer with Wuhan pneumonia, they don't have this host genome of the virus. And in this case, people in China, because don't report this as coronavirus infection, and they were released from hospital. First of all, if they have not the genome, they are not count as a coronavirus infection. So in this case, when you do the surveillance, and these people is not counted, and these people go back to community, and that's why they spread so much virus from Wuhan to surrounding area and to the entire China, and then to the whole world. I wish that in US we don't make this mistake, and it is really. I like to have this clinic diagnostic pneumonia, and anyone have clinic diagnostic Wuhan pneumonia, and they have history come from Wuhan or come from China, and these people should be counted as possible quarantine partner, and because clinical diagnosis is more important than laboratory, and as I mentioned that 40 to 50 people actually don't identify this virus genome in the patient. We know the test is a very complicated process, and they can have many mistakes during the process. You need to get sample, and in some samples, depending what kind of sample you get, you may not get the sample which contain virus. And then after you get sample, you have so many procedures to process the sample, and then you have final test and results. So the negative laboratory data may not be very important. I think it's more important to have this clinical diagnostic. And that if you have symptoms, you have the disease, and that means you have this virus. So you need to have to, as people need to pay attention to, so we can have quarantine the people, make sure that they are not spread the virus all over the place. And again, this is a challenge. And again, today's Valentine's Day, I just think about love relationship between virus and human. And we love virus because we are neighbor, we live in the same environment, but we need to coexist. I wish the virus don't love us so much, and it's so happy replicating in the human body. And so just so that we don't hit us and make us get sick. So that's not good for you, virus. And so we're going to kill you if you have overreaction to us. And thank you to watch my video, and I see you on my next video.